Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and welcome to the 55th episode of the World of Warcraft lore Q&As. Now, I know it's a bit late, I've been away for the past week or so I haven't really been doing any videos recently, but I'm gonna try to get back into it. I know I've been posting a lot of these Let's Plays recently, but I'm still gonna post them as well, but I got the regular videos that I was planning, to actually do. So, there's gonna be, class guides, the class RP guides, should be after this video. And then there should also be the Let's Plays. So this is the 55th episode of the World of Warcraft lore Q&As. I can't even believe it's been the 55th episode. I've only started doing this a year ago or so. So pretty much in this video, as in any video, I feel like I'm always repeating this 55 times now. And pretty much I'm gonna answer your questions that you have left in the previous videos. Any lore questions or any World of Warcraft or maybe some of the unrelated questions. So if you want to submit your own questions, feel free to leave them by the YouTube comment sections. It's honestly the best way to just leave your questions because I can just go to the video and just see which questions for which video, and if I don't respond to them, because I usually can't respond to all the questions, just feel free to post them again or send me over Facebook and Twitter. And if I don't respond to your questions on Facebook and Twitter, I get a lot of Facebook questions, so if I don't respond to it within a week, just send it again because the message thing takes 5-10 clicks to get to the messages. So sometimes I see them, then I'm gonna respond to them, then maybe my browser closes down or something like that, then I completely forget about them and I try to answer them really late. So if I don't respond to them, just send them again. It's not spam, just feel free to send them all over again and I'll try to respond to them. That's the same for the questions for the video as well, and if I don't feature them, I'll try to respond to them anyways. Alright, so I'm already rambling too much. I always take 3 minutes to get into the actual video, so let's get into the questions. Now the first question is by Nathan, and he asks, is there a lore reason Worgen cannot be Paladins? So I would honestly say this is mostly a game mechanics thing and sort of class balance with the races, but there could also be some lore reasons as well, mainly the fact that they weren't really with the Silver Hand, the first proper Paladin order, and they were isolated for the most part, so they kinda missed out on that train. But it is certain that Gilneas used to worship the light, and they still do, as you have the Worgen priests, and also the fact that they have this giant cathedral in Gilneas, so they definitely are in touch with the light and have priests and everything, they just don't have paladins. So currently, I know a lot of people would say this, but I currently don't think it's really related to the entire Worgen curse and the druidism thing and the night elf stuff, but more with the fact that they were isolated from the rest of the human kingdoms who had paladins in their ranks, so they kinda missed out on that, so I would honestly say that is the main reason. Alright, next question is by Agnos08, and he asks, I have a question about Draenei age. How long do they live? And why is Valen still active? I mean, as I understand, Draenei don't live as long as he has. So, first of all, since I get a lot of these questions, quite a few of these questions every now and then, I would suggest that you guys check out the WoW wiki page called Lifespans. WoW wiki is this giant, pretty much, I know everyone knows what WoW wiki is, but they have all these different pages apart from the character ones, and there is this page that's called Lifespans, and it pretty much shows all the lifespans for the popular races. So for example, orcs live to around 80 years old and are adults at 20, while dwarves live to 180 and are adults at 40. Now the thing with the Draenei is that they're a completely different case from all the races, and currently I would say they are the only mortal playable race right now. Although a lot of people speculate that the Night Elves regained their immortality with the new World Tree and everything, but it's not exactly certain. I honestly think it is, but I don't think it has been fully confirmed by Blizzard so far. But I don't really think there is a case of a Draenei dying of old age, so many of them are thousands of years old, while Valen is 25,000 years old, definitely older than that. I mean, 25,000 years ago he escaped from Argus, but he was probably, I don't think it was specified, but he was definitely old then as well. I mean, he might have been younger, but he might have been 5,000 years old or something like that, so I would speculate that they're immortal. I don't think there is a case of the Draenei actually dying of old age, so I would definitely say they are immortal, although I guess that could be changed in the future, something might happen, so everything is sort of on the line with Blizzard and the entire fantasy universe thing. Alright, next question is by CoolLizard73, and he asks, when Sargeras and the rest of the Burning Legion invade Azeroth, would it be possible for Bolvar to command the entire Scourge to defend us and tell liches like Kel'Thuzad to come to our aid? Now, honestly, I haven't even thought about anything like this, but it actually sounds pretty cool. Always, when someone mentions Bolvar, everyone sort of thinks that they're just gonna be he's just gonna be the bad guy, but since the Scourge is this dead mass that was used for destruction, I guess it can be also used for good if it's controlled by Bolvar, and it could be used to help us. I mean, when I say dead mass, I pretty much mean that they're just brainless. They're just a brainless army that can be used in any way that their commander wants them to. So something might definitely happen with that, although we don't really know how much Bolvar has changed. As I mentioned in the previous episodes, I mean, he was definitely good and he had really strong will and was honorable before he took the crown. But it's really not specified if the crown affected his mind in some way, and if it did, how much. So he could either be like a full villain or even be a good guy, so it's really not known. It hasn't really been specified. We really don't even know anything. I believe it's like 2010. It's been like 5 years, so we really don't have any new or fresh information. Now on the other side, I don't really see Kel'Thuzad rolling together with the Lich King again. And I see him maybe having his own faction or doing something more sinister. And I would say he's also alive, so we might even see a third Kel'Thuzad raid at some point in the future in some future expansion. Alright, and the last question is by Gabe, and he asks, my question is, how do shamans use the element of fire in their spells since Ragnaros is dead and also hostile? Is it purely a gameplay thing, or is there some other fire elemental that is allowing them to use fire spells? So my answer here is really like pretty simple, and I would just say different elements. I mean, we all know that Ragnaros is the big guy and the boss and most likely dead by now. Although it's not really certain if elements can actually be killed or if they can like regain their life in some way. But not all of the elements actually follow him, and I guess there are also these lesser fire elements out there. So shamans can get to know them and communicate with them and make their own deals, call upon them. So I'm not exactly certain on the entire elemental structure, and it's really not super described. It's not like there is a book about the element structure, and we usually learn about the elements and the entire like the spiritual thing from the books. For example, in Shattering, when Troll communicates with the elements and all of that, and he like kind of tries to make peace with them and everything. So we don't really know how their structure, like their hierarchy, fully works. But it's not like they have one king that rules all of them, and I think the shamans can definitely communicate with the other fire elements. Alright, that is all I have for this Q&A. Thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and also don't forget to leave your questions for the next one. As I said, it's pretty much as it always was. You can leave your questions in the YouTube comment section, Facebook and Twitter, and if I don't respond to them, just feel free to send them again, and I'll try to do my best to actually respond to them. So just feel free to send them again. Again, as I said, it's not spam, just sometimes I miss them, so I kind of feel bad that I miss a lot of the questions, because I just have all these different questions and I just miss them from time to time, so just feel free to send them again. Also, another thing is, I'm currently, I believe, on the 4th part. I'm recording the 5th part of the Lord of the Clans. So, I believe there's 8 parts. I should be able to finish that in like 5-6 episodes, like the entire campaign with all the cinematics and everything. So, feel free to give me some feedback on that. I'm actually getting a lot more support than I actually thought I would on the entire Lord of the Clans, so I really enjoy working on it. And even if I finish it, I might work on the other campaign. I believe it's Day of the Dragon, so I might do another Let's Play series of that, and it's also from the books, so I think it would be a really interesting series, as people can learn about entire book events and everything that happened with Draenei and like Straza and Deathwing and everything like that. So the entire Lord of the Clans should be finished in about a week or two, and I'm also gonna continue with the regular schedule. I know I haven't been doing them because I didn't have the time, I was away from home, but pretty much I should be getting into the class, like the class RP guides, lore, and also Q&As. And also don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, as it really helps with the channel and keeps all these videos going. And check out my Twitch.tv stream, as I'm finally gonna get back into streaming. I know I always say I'm gonna stream, but I've been having some issues and the lack of time and everything, so I should finally get back into streaming once I get a new CPU in like a few days. So just feel free to check out my Twitch.tv channel below. Anyways, thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.